In this video, we're going to look at how to enter your benchmarks of quality data into the pyramid model implementation data system. Now, you may be taking your benchmarks of quality on a paper form that looks something like this, created by Lisa Fox, Mary Louise Hemeter, Susan Jack, and Denise Perez Binder. And in this section, you see that for each critical element, we have our items listed, our statements, and then you make a choice of either not in place, partially in place, or in place. And so as you're doing these, you're keeping a tally of each of these critical elements, but now we need to enter them in so that they become usable data for us to be able to understand how our program is progressing. Remember, the benchmarks of quality is designed to help programs evaluate their progress toward implementing the pyramid model program-wide. This tool was revised and include critical elements to address issues related to equity and culturally responsive practices. The checklist that you saw is completed by each program's leadership team, and it allows you to assess progress along those 9 critical elements of implementation. The initial administration of the benchmarks of quality is done with your leadership team trainings and provides teams with a baseline on program implementation status, as well as guidance for developing your initial implementation plans. From there, you will update the benchmarks of quality biannually or more frequently if desired, so that you can examine your progress with program-wide implementation as you work towards fidelity. So let's take a look at how we enter the benchmarks of quality into the PIDS system based on the handwritten, or you might even have an electronic paper version that we just saw. So here on my data collector dashboard, got my Tucker the Turtle. Over here on the left, we have Benchmarks of Quality 2.0. We're going to click that. So for this program, School District 54, we are in that initial stage of implementation, and we've just completed the first benchmarks of quality. So what we're going to do is click our blue Add New BOQ button. We're going to select the date that this occurred. And we just finished it. And our team members. Team members that we had there could have been Ron Weasley as a leadership coach, Minnie Mouse could have been our teacher representative, as well as Joe Mike. If there are any others, please list as many as were there to help rate the benchmarks of quality. So that's all we need to do for our general information. And then we're going to scroll down and we see that we have our critical elements listed in the same order that they are listed on the paper form, their indicator number, and then over here we have a selection box to decide, is it not in place, partially in place, or in place? Now, our team is still new, and while we've done a lot of work, we're going to see that some of these items are not in place or only partially in place. And remember, that is not a reflection on how well a program is doing or good versus bad regarding implementation. It just gives us baseline information and helps us find areas to where we can improve. So let's start entering this benchmark of quality. We're going to make sure that we choose one of the options for each item. I'm choosing not in place because of the wording, team reviews and revises the plan at least annually. Well, right now, this is still our first benchmark of quality. It's our baseline level data. So we can't say that we do it annually yet because we haven't had the opportunity. So it's okay to say it's not in place. We're not there yet. Okay. We're going to go through and make sure everything is filled in. All right. And now I have all of them entered in, and we're going to click save. Okay, so we have our information when it was completed and the team members that were present. Since we did it in October, we want to do it around 6 months or before the end of our school year. So let's go ahead and say that the next one will be entered in March, and then we'll do it again in October, and we can save this and know that we have this plan upcoming for our 2024 calendar year. That's it. That's all we need to do to enter our benchmarks of quality into the system. And now we have everything saved.